YouTube, are you after a new lighting for your setup? Elgato has got you covered with their LED light strip. This adhesive light strip has up to possible 16 million different colors and dedicated white LEDs. Now in the box you get everything there. It's very simple to set up. Simply plug it in your power and the LED strip and you're good to go. This is a Wi-Fi light, so you'll be using your phone or PC to set this up and control it. As you can see, you can stick it on the desk there or wherever you like in multiple different ways, and there's also extension and connection options. Here I'm using Elgato's control center on my phone. As you can see, you can change the brightness of your light. You can select all different colors on the app. You can actually even put on different color modes or whatever you like yourself. I like to use this on my setup to give me a range of different colors and variety. If the Elgato light strip interests you and any of their other products, you can check it out in the link or description of this video, and I definitely recommend this for your lighting and setup needs. Alright people, let's get into the battles. What's up YouTube? For today's video, with a full Mantis Pokemon team. I know you've been praying for this one. Now there's actually 6 Mantis-like Pokemon to use as Scarlet and Violet, and I thought I'd put them on one team and see how they go. They do have a lot of weaknesses together, which made it getting content pretty hard, but I got some quality content for you as always. First Pokemon battle here. This one is on the Pokebottle versus, I think it's Jow, and I think that's how they say the trainer name. And of course, we've got a Palafin lead. Now, I've got the mighty Formantis lead here. This is going to be a Quick Claw, Giga Drain, Terra Blast Water, and the default set. So it's got Contrary as the ability, Quick Claw, Max Health, and Max Special Attack, spamming Leaf Storm. So I went for the Leaf Storm against the Mew, and then Mew unleashes the Metronome, and it gets Metronome Aurora Beam. You wouldn't read about it. It drops Formantis like a sack of potatoes. That's my first Pokemon down. I got to get serious here, people. So I'm going to the Scizor. I got to get rid of this Metronome Mew. So this is a special Scizor, and it hits like an absolute truck. What you got to do, right, is you got to get that focus energy happening. So Mew's going to go for another Metronome. It gets triple time. It gets triple time. Just imagine like Wugtrio, but like, you know, Mew's head is on Wugtrio instead. It's an amazing animation there, people. So anyway, I've got my Scizor here. I'm going for a very powerful Steel Beam. Max Health, Max Special Attack, EV's Modest Nature. I've unleashed the Steel Beam, and Mew has just live. Now thinking, I'm actually going to let myself faint here because I've got a plan in mind. I just need to execute it. So it's going to get a Metronome Venom Shock. I just went for Focus Energy. Essentially, I'm sacking this Scizor off. You'll find out in a sec. So the moveset for this was Steel Beam, Bug Buzz, Air Slash, and Focus Energy. And I had Scope Lens as the item, and the ability was Swarm. So that was my Scizor set. The Mew actually got Metronome Confusion. Now, at the start of this battle, right, I thought this person was just like, you know, joking around, was being, they were sort of just chilling and joking around being a meme, right? And it actually turned into quite an exciting battle. So the Mew got a Heat Wave there, which took out my Scizor. So I'm like, all right, fair enough. It's time to go into Leavanny because I've got Fell Stinger. So I'm going to be fainting this Mew with Fell Stinger and getting a +3 in attack. That was the plan anyway. So I've got Fell Stinger, Leaf Blade, and I've got Knockoff and Terra Blast Water. I've outsped the Mew, and that is going to be really, really good. Give me a +3 in attack. Now I've got Max Attack and Max Speed EVs on this one, and then things got real. Like, little bro went from like 0 to 100. They brought out the Shadow Rider, and then they tear it. I'm like, oh man, you know they're mad. They got to beat me now. So I was like, all right, we got to get around this, right? The best thing about this set is I actually put Focus Sash on it because I don't really know how I would have beaten this, like, because this is a very, very powerful Pokemon. So, obviously, I'm going to get outsped. Not much I could have done about that. Look at the little ghost on its head. Looks pretty funny. It's going to go for the Terra Astral Blast there, and I lived on 1 health there with that Focus Sash. Now, this has Swarm as the ability, Jolly Nature, and Max Attack, Max Speed. I'm going to go for Knockoff, and that's the end of Spexy's friend. I think that's meant to be friend. I have no idea what the nickname was. Anyway, I got rid of the Shell Bell. Yo, a Shell Bell Calyrex. Next Pokemon is Dankrai of the Distant Past. It is going to be shiny as well. I was like, yeah, it's probably going to outspeed me here. And it's going to finish me off with a Disrespect Foul Play. So I'm like, all right. What can I do against Darkrai? Next Pokemon is going to be Scyther. This set was absolutely terrible, which is why I want to use it. So this was also a special Scyther. So we've got a Sub-Swift, Struggle Bug, and Vacuum Wave set. It was just terrible, right? So Darkrai's going to be going for that Dark Void, and Scyther is going to get put to sleep. I was hoping that would actually miss because it's not very accurate on Darkrai. Hang on, I had that huge nerf a long time ago. So Scyther is taking a little siesta at the moment, and Bear Dreams are going to come into effect. Now it's going to be followed that up with a Dream Eater. So it's a Bear Dreams Dream Eater set. Oh, that takes me back to the time when I had this really cool Darkrai set. It was Dark Void, Bad Dreams, and Dream Eater, and I also had the move Nightmare, and I had a way of trapping them in too. It was such a cool Darkrai set. I hope the move Nightmare comes back one day. So I've got to swap out that Scyther because I know that Dream Eater is coming my way. Neither Darkrai is actually going to be probably going for Dark Void again. I was like, well, I have to do something. I've got Special Kleavor, and then the Dark Void lands again. I'm in a lot of trouble here, people. A lot of trouble. I'm in a world of bad dreams right now. You know, Kleavor is dreaming about being eaten by a Pidgey. So I'm going to be sleeping here. Some more bad dreams there. And now Darkrai is going to go for a dreamer. Now, I've got a question of the day, since we're talking about bad dreams. What is the worst or best dream that you've ever had in your life? Tell me your experience in the comment section. I actually want to read some. I hope there's some good ones. So I've woken up there, you wouldn't read about it, and I got that special attack boost off there from the Bug Buzz. Now the EVs on this were max special attack and max speed, and I had modest nature because it really did need modest nature. So following that up with a Vacuum Wave there, and that, I guess that was Ghostbusters, right? We got rid of the ghost. Oh wait, it's not a ghost Pokemon. That is the end of Darkrai there. Next Pokemon is Pally, the Paldean champion, and it has evolved into its hero mode. And I'm just going to go for my Bug Buzz. I had a feeling that Jet Punch was coming, but just in case it wasn't, I went for another attacking move, and Vacuum Wave would have done like 1 health anyway. So we got 2 Pokemon left. I've got a sleeping Scyther. I woke up, which is really cool there. So, you know, we got rid of Palafin's Focus Sash, right? No, it didn't have a Focus Sash. Well, I'm sure it didn't. Now it's going to go for a Boom Burst, and that is the end of Scyther. So all I've got left now is my Lurantis. Now, this is a bulky set. Now, this is actually, you're probably curious about this, why I've got one particular move. This is a Trick Room Lurantis. I know this isn't a Trick Room team. I just used it in my Trick Room team when I actually want to do a pretty cool physical attacker. I've got a Contrary, Superpower, Leech Life, and Facade if I get burned. Terra Bug, Assault Vest as the item, and we've got Max Health and Max Special Defense, Careful Nature. Now, the reason I've got Trailblaze on there certainly isn't, it's to deliberately drop my speed, but obviously that's when I'm using it in Trick Room. So you could insert any grass move there, like Leaf Blade or something like that, just anything against. But seriously, in Trick Room, it's actually pretty nice because you can attack with a grass move and drop your speed. Speaking of dropped, that is going to be the end of the Palafin. I've got some juicy superpowers up, but the problem is there's 2 really hard-hitting Pokemon left. So I'm going to do my little Mantis thrust there, and the next Pokemon is going to be the Beast, and it's going to go for a Blood Moon, and this is going to be powerful. I lived it on 26 health. It was a close thing, people. I'm going for the Super here, and unfortunately for me, it has actually lived. I was like, all right, well, I did my best. It was a pretty awesome battle there against this sweaty team, and they popped a Stone Edge, and I lived on 2 health. It was incredible. I gave old Ursaring a bit of a bite up, and it's going to be fated that there's 1 more Pokemon left, but at that stage, that was a crazy live. I guess all those defensive boosts and it being a primarily special attacker actually really helped me out there for sure. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go for a Terra Bug here. I haven't even used Terra this entire game because I really didn't need to. And I'm going to be going into that Terra Bug just in case they go for an Ice move. I know they're not going to go for a Water move. They're either going to go for a Steel move or an Ice move. I just went for Terra Bug anyway. Here comes the Ice Beam, and Lurantis unfortunately did not live that. I was going to go for Superpower, and that would have one-shot Impulse. So they won by the skin of their teeth there. But man, I seriously think maybe I possibly would have won that if I didn't get critted by that Boom Burst. That very first Boom Burst on Palafin, I believe I probably would have lived that because it was quite bulky. But anyway, crazy battle. Hope you enjoyed that. And let's get on to the second battle here. This is the battle against Will Jax, and we have, I believe we might have some sort of theme team here if you can guess it, but we've got a Pachirisu lead. I know that. Now, Pachirisu is going to be going for a Nuzzle, which is going to paralyze me. It is annoying, but I can get around it if I'm able to get a Quick Claw activation with Formantis. And I actually got quite a few little
like mini sweeps of this Pokemon. The only thing is all those battles there, I think I took out like 2 or 3 Pokemon, and then the opponent just brought Sweat and they outsped me. They had like a type that was super, they had like a fire or a flying type. They just had to basically press the A button with their face and win, so it wasn't really the most exciting content after that. So in comes Low Kicks here. I got a Quick-Low activation, and I got paralyzed. Oh, it would have been an easy KO. So Formantis is going to get finished here by a special Low Kicks. I like how it stands on its little grasshopper legs there. Speaking of grasshoppers, I wonder how many grasshopper Pokemon there could be. Mate, I don't even think there's like an entire team of 6. I think there's only like 1, 2, like maybe 3 or 4 Pokemon. Anyway, that is the end of Formantis, but a solid performance regardless. I'm going to swap in a Kleavor and finish it off with the Vacuum Wave. Probably the most time you people have ever seen Vacuum Wave before. Next Pokemon is going to be Pachirisu again. I know this has got Nuzzle and U-Turn, and I probably expected to go Nuzzle again, but at least it doesn't do a lot of damage. This is like an annoying move like paralyzing you. People love to paralyze me, Confusion, infatuate, obviously use accuracy moves like Mud Slap and Sand Tag. They love doing it. So I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz there, and is able to lift that. Pachirisu has actually got pretty good special defense. So I've got a special attack rise there. Now I can actually go for Vacuum Wave again if I don't get paralyzed. But then I picked up my Throat Spray, so I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's one thing I really want to do is a pickup ability team. I've been working on it, brainstorming, but I've been sort of stuck at the moment. I've got some good ideas, but it's very, very difficult. But that one will be, hopefully before the next DLC. So in comes Kamala. I'm just going to go for Vacuum Wave because I'm probably going to get wrecked by this thing. It's going to be going for a Comatose Sleep Talk. So when you got the Comatose ability, which is Kamala, you can actually just use Sleep Talk and it attacks right away. So that is going to be the end of the Kleavor. Got Earthquake. Next Pokemon I got is Scyther. I was wondering if it had any other moves than Earthquake. I'm sure that it had some sort of normal type move. So I went for Struggle Bug and it did all right. It's Struggle Bug, let's be real. So now Kamala is going to use the Sleep Talk again there, and it's going to get Earthquake. I wonder how Kamala holds on to that little log of wood while it's asleep. I don't know how it does that. Like, you think it would fall out of its grasp. So another special attack drop, which is pretty much going to do nothing. Kamala is going to snore at me again there, and I get a double Earthquake. I'm assuming it was some sort of normal type move. I've got no idea what it was. Anyway, that is going to be the end of the Kamala there with the Vacuum Waves and all the Struggle Bugs. Next Pokemon here is going to be, how do I say this? Terramana? We're playing some Minecraft here. So I'm going to go for the sub hit, hopefully so I can get the dub, and it's going to go for a Smackdown. Now, Smackdown is actually a very, very specific move. It actually makes you fall down onto the ground, hence the name Smackdown. So my Scyther is now not immune to ground-type moves, and I'm kind of curious why they would have that move for. Now, I'm thinking through its moveset, people trying to troll me. I bet you this thing has Fissure, right? Or at the very least, I knew that it would have a ground type move. So I'm going for a sub again. The reason I'm doing this, I'm trying to get my Potato Berry going here on my Scyther. I did sort of swap the items around a little bit, but I found out this was, kind of the best one for a special Scyther. So I've got Technician as the ability, and I've got Potato Berry. And I've got Terra Normal as well. Terra Normal Swift, right? We've got that power happening. So Scyther is now on 1 health here. I'm ready to get some amazing damage on this thing. I really don't know what I can do. The best move I've got literally is going to be Vacuum Wave, but super effective. So it's going to break my sub quite easily with another Smackdown, and Scyther is going to be able to do its final attack here with Vacuum Wave. It does nothing. This thing is like super bulky, obviously with Everlight. So it's going to finish me off with the Salt Cure. That was done on purpose, and that is the end of my Scythers. It's all good though. We still got 3 more Mantises going. So we got Scizor here. Now Scizor can use virtually any attack I've got here, but with the amount of health and bulk that's got, I have to go for Steel Beam, and it took it out, which is really, really good. I guess I just relied on the high base power of the Steel Beam. So Scizor's got to do a little bit of a thrust there. Out comes Gravedigger. I'm like, oh, what is this? What is this there? So Chewtle is going to actually be a pretty threatening Pokemon here. Not only is Chewtle going to be the Terra Pokemon, it's going to have a good chance of maybe sweeping my team. So it's going to be Terra Water. Actually, I quite like Chewtle's shiny color. The green suits it very nicely. So it's going to go for Shell Smash. Now, Shell Smash is going to be increasing its speed and attack. I'm assuming they're going to be using a physical attacking set there. And that's going to be very, very fast. Like, this team is fast, but it's like a super duper fast, right? After a Shell Smash, that should be. I'm assuming that's probably Jolly. So I went for my Bug Buzz. Obviously, they're going to run a Sash. They wouldn't set up a Shell Smash in front of like any sort of Pokemon. It's probably going to fade right. Here comes a Terra Water Liquidation. There is no way I'm going to live that. Even at full health, I'd say that would have definitely taken out the Scizor there. So that is the end of Scizor. I've got 2 more Pokemon left. The only Pokemon I can swap in here is Leavanny because it's going to Focus Sash. I would have been, like, destroyed otherwise. But then he used Ice Fang. I'm like, oh, don't you dare flinch or freeze. I was really worried about that. I'm waiting for the Focus Sash activation. I'm like, I bet I'm going to get freeze or flinch. And I didn't. And I got a Fell Sting off. Like, that's really, really good. So that is going to be fainted, and it's going to give me a plus 3 in attack. So I'm going for the reverse here, people. So the next Pokemon to come in here, after I get my ginormous attack boost, is going to be Bambi 69. I mean 47. And man, that's looking fresh. I like dealing. It's a Choice Scarf Headbutt set. Oh no! I know that it's Serene Grace. These are trolling sets. So I've got one more Pokemon. That is going to be Lurantis. Now I feel like if I can get one attack here, I should be fine. So what I did is I went for a Terra Bug. I was like, maybe I should go Leech Life here, or maybe I should just go Superpower. I think either one of these attacks should actually take it out. Like, even with no attack EV spread, dealing isn't exactly what you call bulky. So here comes a Headbutt. Definitely expecting to get flinch, and I did not. I got a Leech Life off here with the Terra Bug, and that is the end of Bambi 47. And that is also the end of this battle. Like, that was a really, really cool battle, and some great Pokemon being used there for sure as well. Let's get on to our third and final battle here, people, with the Mantis Pokemon team. Have you ever had one of those mantises crawl up your arm before? Actually, they're really, really cool. And then they sort of like, I don't know, they have like these little spikes in there. They sort of like look like they want to, they sort of flare out their little, and I don't know, with their little arms, they want to fight you, right? Next battle here, this one against Lychee, and we have a theme team here as well. We got a Tropius Lane. Now, this is a disaster, right? This is the first battle I did with this team, and I accidentally forgot to give my Formantis Contrary and add Leaf Guard instead. So I was popping, I'm popping them Leaf Storms. I'm waiting for Contrary to kick in, and I got like a negative. Like, watch this, right? I was like, man, I can't wait to get these boosts, right? And then it dropped it instead. So I forgot to use my I forgot to use my item to change his ability around there. So I'm going for Leaf Storm. Like, this is just a write-off. I can't do anything at all with Formantis. I need that boost from the Leaf Storm with Contrary, right? But I don't think I would have beaten Tropius anyway because it resisted virtually all of my moves, even my Terra. So we're going to go into Kleavor now. Now, Tropius actually was a pretty scary Pokemon for the save. It's going to go for Outrage, which is quite appropriate considering the Pokemon's nickname. So I'm going to go for Air Slash here. Unfortunately, Tropius has got some boost up in its attack and speed, and I can't outspeed it at all. I'm going to have some very, very problems. So it's going to go for a Citrus Berry activation there. I just went for Vacuum Wave just for a bit of damage where I fainted, and that is the end of Kleavor. So things are not looking good at the moment at all. They're looking absolutely terrible. I've got no idea what to do. So we've got this Tropius with Confusion. I was like, all right, we'll go into Scizor. I'll go for Steel Beam. This should do a heap of damage to it, right? So here goes. We're going to go for a Terra Scizor. Now, on my Scizor, I don't think I mentioned this, I had Terra Steel. So this would further do more damage with Steel Beam. And since Steel Beam's like 140 base, it still does a pretty good amount of damage, right? So Tropius isn't confused. I'm hoping and praying for a Confusion or something like a weak attack. It hit itself. I'm like, yes, I've finally got rid of this Tropius. I'm going for Steel Beam, and that's perfect. It's going to be able to take out Tropius. So at least I took one Pokemon out there, right? I did expend a bit of health doing it, but, it's all good. I wonder if Tropius would have fainted me there. Like, if it got its attack off, it would have fainted to, like, Steel Beam. Next Pokemon we got here is going to be, it's Stardust Dragon. It's going to go for a Hyper Voice. I'm like, okay, that must be a special set. So it got a special attack boost. I'm like, okay, this is bad. I have to get rid of this thing now. I'm going to go for Steel Beam again. Steel Beam misses. You wouldn't read about it, so I fainted myself. So now I've lost 3 Pokemon. I've only taken 1. I'm facing a super speedy Pokemon with +1 in special attack. Something has to happen here. So I swapped in Leavanny. I know I've got that Sash. Here comes Hyper Voice. It does around half my health. I popped the Fell Stinger. I got a ginormous critical hit there, which is not only going to faint the the Roaring Moon. It's going to give me a +3 in attack. So I'm like, wow, this could be my moment to get back into the battle. So out comes the Honchkrow. I've gone for another Fell Sting. It's dropped it as well. I've instantly now got +6 in attack. This thing is crazy, crazy powerful now. Next Pokemon we got is going to be, it's Seto Kaiba. It wants a duel, and we got a boost here, and that's going to be a boost in attack. I'm like, oh, okay. Instead of attacking me, it used Destiny Bond. I'm like, oh, come on now. So, of course, I went for Leaf Blade here, and I took it out. That is going to be a double KO there. So, for the Leavanny and for the Iron Valiant. So, suddenly we're both down to 2 Pokemon each. So, you know, a bit of a stark contrast between the beginning of this battle and, you know, the midway point. So, we're going to go to Scyther. We got a Koraidon. I'm sure this is some sort of meme set. So, Scyther, as you can see, I can't do a lot. I didn't even put a flying move onto this, right? I definitely should have put something bad like Air Slash. I think the reason I didn't do that is because the Kleavor had it too, and I was trying to, like, make different movesets. So, clearly this Koraidon has some sort of strategy going here because they keep using agility. So, obviously, they want me to do some damage to it, or they're trying to get to a certain amount of health. So, I'm like, I'm thinking over all of Koraidon's moves. Like, do they want to use reversal or something like that? Is that what this strategy is? Anyway, here comes reversal, and obviously reversal, I'm heavily resisting that, which is good. Plus, it's not on, like, you know, 1 health or something like that, but it is getting, you know, close down to there. So even reversal with like a really low amount of health, I know that Scyther, just with its typing, is going to be able to, you know, definitely lift that. So I'm going to finish it off with a vacuum wave there, and that is the end of Red Archfiend. I don't think it's that easy to kill in the anime. Next Pokemon is Fairy Dragon. I think, what was this used like once? And then I went for a Swift, and now it's going to set up Dragon. And it's like, oh, this is very, very bad. So it's going to get an attack boost and a speed boost here. And it's also got a Flame Orb, which tells me it's definitely going to have Facade. Now the Terra comes, I'm like, I bet it's going to be Terra Facade normal. You know, that's going to be probably the best thing to go for you. And it's going to have a massive jewel on its head there. And I guess it's Fairy Dragon. I seriously, it's like used like hardly any times at all. So here comes the Facade here on my side. That no way I'm going to be able to live that. And that is the end of Scyther. I've got one more Pokemon left, and that's the bulky Lurantis. And I think I can live probably 1 here, but I'm going to have to probably one-shot with Superpower, which I definitely don't think I'm going to be able to do. The Lurantis actually gets a Sing fired at it, it misses, and then I critted with Superpower. And that is the end of the battle. I thought they'd go for Facade, but they went for the Sing. Wow, that was a crazy battle. I hope you enjoyed it, people. I'll catch you next time for some more battles. Peace out.